Chinese medicine sees the workings of the body and the mind as a result of the interactions of certain vital substances. And these vital substances are qi, blood, essence, body fluids, and shen. For this lecture, we're going to focus on the vital substance called qi. Some of the general information available on qi, it's sometimes spelt CHI. It's also known in Japan as ki, and it's the energy or the life force of the body. It's the energy of the body, of the meridians, of food, and of the universe. It's a refined substance transformed by the internal organs to nourish the body and the mind, in the very same way that the digestive system prepares the food for ingestion, breaks it down, and metabolizes the food. It also manifests on both a physical and a spiritual level. A simple look at qi. It's much more than the conventional view of energy, life force, or prana. Nutrients from food are the main supply of energy as a form of qi. Air is also a very light yet essential form of qi. Carbohydrates, the fuel of the body, is also a form of qi, as are all of the other essential nutrients. When we look at qi in a material form, we see that qi can change according to its locality and its function. We'll see more about that later on. Qi is in a condensed state of flux, and its immaterial material state constantly varies. When qi condenses, it accumulates to form a physical shape. For example, when somebody is stressed, the stress knots that we find in the upper trapezium, this is a form of qi that's condensed, or qi stagnation. Also, if we have poor circulation of qi in the body, this can result in condensation of qi or stagnation of qi that can form lumps or masses or even tumors. To help us understand how the Chinese see qi, let's just take a look at the character for qi. It translates to steam rising from rice as it's cooked, meaning that it can be as light as steam, it can raise energy, it is warming, and it can be as solid as rice. Rice is one of the staples in China. All qi is ultimately one qi manifesting in different forms. If we take a look at the creation of qi, we can see that air is taken into the body via the lungs, and this is transformed into what we will now know as Kong qi. Food and water are taken into the body via the mouth and taken to a place where it is transformed into Gu qi. Gu qi is raised up to the chest where it combines with Kong qi, and this combination of Kong qi and Gu qi is called Zang qi. Yuan qi, which we receive from our ancestors, I suppose a way of looking at that would be the DNA, the genetic blueprint of every human being and every cell and tissue we have in our bodies. This yuan qi acts on the zang qi and transforms it into zhen qi, which is known as the upright qi of the body. And zhen qi then is seen, or it comprises of wei qi and yin qi. And it's wei qi and yin qi that we stimulate when we tuina, the points on the body. We first of all ingest food, and this is transformed into Gu qi. Air is taken into the body, and this transforms into Kong qi. Both of these combine to form Zang qi. Another word for Zang qi would be gathering qi of the chest. Our ancestors then provide us with this yuan qi type of essence, which then acts on the Zhang Qi, and transforms it into Zen Qi. Zen Qi comprises in treatment of Wei Qi and Ying Qi. We look at those a little bit later on. So Zen Qi, or upright Qi of the body, comprises of Wei Qi and Ying Qi. And this is the creation of Qi. Let's take a look at Ying Qi and its functions. It nourishes the internal organs and the whole body. It also helps to produce blood, and it flows within the blood vessels with the blood in the main meridians. Wei Qi, its function is to protect the body from attack by pathogenic factors from the outside, such as wind, cold, heat, dampness, dryness, and summer heat. Pathogens as seen by our ancestors 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. If we were looking at these pathogens today, we would be saying colds, flus, viruses. Wei Qi also warms and it moistens, nourishes the skin and muscles. And it regulates body temperature by opening and closing the pores through the process of sweating. We also have organ Qi, and this is also used to mean the complex of functional activities of a given internal organ. For example, spleen Qi means the complex of the functional activities of the spleen, which we'll come to later on in the course. Stomach Qi, kidney Qi, liver Qi, heart Qi, and lung Qi. These would all be types of Qi related to their organs. That concludes the lecture on Qi. This was a short lecture. Don't forget that you need to be in class to hear the balance of the lecture notes on Qi and also to ask questions. And until our next lecture, Sláinte.